Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Dark 40 here with another Forza Horizon stream. Today is going to be something slightly different. Just want to try something out. Still practice drifting, but I normally do like high speed points drifting, which I can do in most, if not all cars that I've tried it on. So what I'm going to do today, after doing some research, is start practicing angle drifting. After speaking to a few people, they recommend I do 900-degree steering on my wheel. Not quite there yet, so I'll just stick with the 540 race just until I get used to the angles and get myself a proper wheel attachment for this steering wheel. To get the, I think it's 300mm steering wheel. So I'm just waiting on a new wheel and an adapter for that. And they usually say start off with a low power car as well. So what I'm going to do today is buy a brand new car from the auto show and do a low powered angle drift. So I'm going to modify one of my tunes that I normally do with recommendations on stuff that I don't normally do. Now one guy did suggest for angle drifting that I do a lot of all-wheel drive practicing, but I'm not all for all-wheel drive drifting as I believe that's cheating. All-wheel drive drifting, otherwise known as power sliding, is something Ken Block would do or rally drivers would do. You don't see it in Formula Drift, or you don't really see it in that many professional drift challenges that I've seen. It's usually a rear wheel drive or no drive. So I'm debating whether to go for a Mazda or maybe a Nissan. I could do my arch enemy, the ES15 again. Usually have a lot of problems trying to drift that. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's see what liveries there are. Obviously LZ's going to be there. Some anime, James Dean's, HKS. Let's see if there's any from one of my favourite, or the only anime that I've watched. No. Looks like we're picking something from here then. Let's go for something clean-ish. Oh, my start style stuttered a bit then. So you see too many Tokyo Drift and LZ liveries already knocking about. No, I'll probably do my own livery. I'll just leave it as is for now. Let's pick a colour. Stick with that for the time being. 35 grand. You know in the real world you're not going to find a clean one of these for 35 grand. Okay. Let's do my own build. So you got the inline 6 from the BMW M3, LS, 2J, don't know, RB, and for some reason a 4-rotor. Been recommended to do low power and stay below 350 for a low power drift build. So I'm going to go ahead and stick a 2J in it, just because I'm going to ignore that bit of advice. Let's have a look. I usually judge these by the rear ends. See, I like the Ings, but I also like the West. Right, let's do the whole West build. The West spoiler, why not? So for tandem drifting, well, normal drifting, I normally select the drift tyres. But if you're going to use low HP or low horsepower cars, I've been told to stick with street. Only for the fact that the most slippiest tyres are on here. So I'm going to go with that. 235s and 255s. Let's go full Japanese. Maybe not them ones. Ooh, works. GT5s. Yeah, let's stick the GT5s on. I don't normally go overly daft on rim size. 18s will do. If I remember rightly, these rub the wheel arches if I leave them too far out. So obviously I'm going to stick race clutch in, I'm going to use a race transmission for 6-speed, race driveline, and also a drift differential. Brakes, I want the full kit. I obviously want the drift suspension. And this is why I didn't have the wheels going too far out. Look how tucked that is. That's nice and tucked. Okay, so this is another one. Been recommended to actually leave the weight on, just because of weight transfer. So in this car, I'm actually not going to do a weight reduction. I'm just going to leave weight stock. So as is. Again, I was recommended to do a lot lower horsepower car, but me being me, I could either leave it at 1000 with the stock turbo or 1200. That might actually be a bit too much, but I'm going to run with it. Saying that, let's see what this looks like with stock with just turbo upgrade. Okay, so we're looking at 1000 brake horsepower with nothing but a turbo upgrade, so let's just go ahead and do that. So I've left the engine stock, set from a turbo upgrade on a 2J, so it's still got about 1000 brake. It's not exactly going to be slow, but still quite heavy. And now we'll move on to the tune. Okay, so normally I would run 40 and 22. But for tandem drifting I've been told that that's bad. Normally people would run 50 and 50. But I also don't like that. So what I'll do is, I'll still leave the front on 40s and bring the rear to 40s. I'm going to use my own custom gear ratio here. It's nothing really special. So on my final drive I'll leave it 3.2, 2.45 for the first gear. Second gear I'd like to run 160, 120 for third. Obviously I'm going to be using my second and third gears the most. Probably maybe my second, because I don't think I'll be hitting what it suggests at 120 to 140 miles per hour. Tandems usually go a lot slower than that. Fourth is going to be 1.0, sorry. Fifth is going to be 0.9, and I'm just going to leave the sixth. Probably won't end up using the last three gears anyway. It'll be 1, 2, and 3. 3 probably for speed, then slow down, jump into second, and then back into third at high speed. But we'll see how it goes. Now, normally from all the research and videos I've done, people do this. No, I'm not going to do that. What I normally run on all my drift cars is roughly front toe 1.5 positive, well, out, and about 2.5 rear. You're probably screaming at me, but that's usually what I run. The only compromise I'm going to make here is I'm going to do half on the rear. So I've got a little bit of an angle, just not too much, just so the back end will slip out. If I don't like it though, that's going to go back to 0. Anti-roll. I normally, usually on all my builds, set that to soft. Same with springs. Dampening, I always use the same. It's 6, 5, 4, and 3. Aero, don't usually bother with. Brake, I've been recommended to leave at 60 and 80 pressure, because I'm going to be using a bit of left foot braking in my practices. So what's going to happen here is there's not too much pressure where it's going to stop the car dead or grip up, but there's just enough pressure to slow the car down to the point where the next car behind me in a tandem isn't going to slam into me. And I sent most of the braking force to the front rather than the rear, because I also want to keep the slide going. Obviously I'm going to lock out the diff, and that's the drift build complete. I'm actually going to go ahead and not put a livery on. I'm just going to run it as is, just to try it out. So here we go. Already steps out, and I'm out of practice. Probably doesn't help that it's wet. Oh, the wheel still feels funny. Yeah, the steering wheel doesn't feel like force feedback's gone on me. I'm gonna pause the stream now while I reset the game. I shall be right back as soon as the game's booted up. I do apologise for this, guys. I'm not prepared today, but I'll be back in a couple of minutes. And welcome back. I do apologise for that.
Welcome back, Kevin.
So what we're going to do is carry on with the test that I was going to do, and that was meant to be a low-powered tandem drift build, which I completely threw out the window and still stuck a 2J in. So, to summarise, I've just gone back to my old high-powered stage, and I just got stream bombed by Tech Geno. So what I'm going to do, because Forza's bountiful wisdom of not recognising my wheel, or my shifter, or my e-brake, I need to reset that. So I'm going to carry on what I was doing originally and test this out. The reason why I had to reset is because my force feedback wasn't working as well as it should be. I couldn't feel the weight of the car. It was just dead light. So let's see what happens. It actually feels quite stable. So for a first run, that wasn't bad, especially considering it's possibly low speed, low power, and I stuck a 2J in there. Yeah, I forgot to do a clutch kick then. Yep, I'm still going. This is only 1,000 brake horsepower. Still got the full cars waiting for me, still pulling about 35k. My high score that you see there is from the Formula Drift version of this. Well, it's actually a 13, I believe, 14 front end. Or it's a 14 with a 15 front end. I do apologise about that. And I think that particular one was complete fluke because I was just messing about when I got that score. There's a 41,000. Lovely. It actually feels like with the full car's weight, I can actually control it a bit. It's not an Adam LZ's S15 where it's got full weight reduction. This car's still got full weight behind it. I sent that a bit too quick. I kind of want to give this a bit more power. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, to summarise, I was going to do a low-powered tandem build. It's gone fall into high-powered drift build again. So, ignore what I said at the beginning of the video. I'm just going to quickly check these 3 messages I've just got. And I'll carry on with the stream. So, I'm going to stick more power in, stop it from bogging. Bring it up to 1200 brake. I'm still going to not do the weight reduction on it yet. I'm just going to see how it handles with the power it's got. It's 1270. Let's just say 1300 brake just to be conservative. It's a little bit lighter. I don't know how, but it's a little bit lighter. And we'll see how she handles now. So straight in second, I'm just going to do a clutch kick. Keeping the wheels spinning. Don't overcut. A lot slidey with the more horsepower you put in. With all that weight as well, it doesn't help. And these are still on street tyres, so it's still pretty slidey. Yep. So very slidey. So for a tandem drift build, probably best staying at a roughly about 1000 brake. Just don't really do anything with the weight. Oh, I've seen a lot of people use the RB engines in this thing. It's controllable, seeing as it's on street tyres, not the conventional drift tyres. And as I said that, the card needs me to be one hell of a lie. Good job. Let's try that run again, just try not to send it in too quick. Because of the game's wisdom, apparently I missed that flag even though I clearly ran that over. Try third gear. Seems it's got more horsepower. Not bad. I'm gonna hit. Yep, I'm going way too fast. Probably the only problem with having street tyres. It's good for tandeming, but at high speed drifting, not very. These cars are very manageable. I'm gonna try something. Because my go-to drift car is the Mustang. Now, I know it's not the best. Before you start screaming at me, I don't care. I just love the Mustang. And I've been running a build that I've never really had an issue with. It's got me over 1 million up on the mountain. And because I can't read, because I'm a dyslexia, I keep running past it. And I did it in this one, which is a Formula Drift RTR Spec 5. Which then Sorry, that's the Formula Drift Spec 5. But then I went ahead and built this one. And then I went from that one and I built a 02 inspired. When I say 02, it's just the colours. So I'm just going to go ahead and just tweak this build a bit because it's got quite a vast amount of power. So custom upgrade. So yeah, this one has a Pro Charger. Why? I like it. The only reason why. This is pushing out now 2,000 brake horsepower with a little over 1,100 foot-pounds of torque, and it's 3,000 pounds, so it's a little heavier than the S15 I was just driving. What I might go ahead and do is remove the weight reduction kit, give it the weight rather than take it. So it's now almost 800 pounds heavier. Still got a roll cage. I'm also going to put the street tyres on. Change them wheels. So it's back on street tyres. It's got full body weight. And it's got the Formula Drift engine in. So it's got just under 800 pounds heavier. Still got the same brake horsepower, just shy of 1900. I'm going to see how this handles with all that weight still in the car and on street tyres. I'll be able to tell because I usually use this a lot. And again, I normally run this at 40 and 22, but I'm going to go ahead and do 40 and 40. My gearing never changes, that's always the same. I'll do 2.5 on the back, no more. But I'm not throwing these all the way to the right. I don't like the way the car looks when you do that. So everything's still the same as the Sylvia, except for my braking, just change that slightly. It's still locked. Right, let's try, see how this one handles. Again, I'm just going to do a second gear send. The car definitely feels heavier. With more weight in it actually feels a bit more controllable. Don't spin out and prove me wrong. With it being on street tyres as well, them tyres are just spinning for the sheer sake of spinning. So now it's 40k straight out the back. The car is definitely a lot more slidey with street tyres on. Obviously with the more power you send to the rear wheel, the more they're going to smoke. I mean, I could try and send it up the mountain to see if I can beat my million, but with it being brand new and hardly any practice in it, can't see it really doing that well. We'll give it a go. Yeah, it's definitely more twitchy on the back end. I'll let go of the wheel. I don't know if that's because I've towed the rear, not towed the rear, cambered the rear a bit. Didn't burn, I was in third gear at 130 miles an hour. Look at that. Effortless drifting. Just got to be able to control it a bit more. Because I was going too fast and not concentrating. I missed the turn. I've got to go quiet while I practice up here. Might say a few curse words, so I do apologise in advance. I'm actually going to try and do it third, all the way up the hill. Oh, it doesn't seem to want to take. Wasn't the best of starts. I overcooked that a lot. I don't know if it's because I'm getting used to the change in the way that this car handles. Or I just run out of skill. And it is almost 18, well over 1800 brake horsepower. That was a nice drift. I was bored then, I was about to send it off the cliff. So with the assistance of the e-brake, these street tyres have definitely got more slidability. Sorry, the street tyres over the drift tyres. It's just being able to catch it. Because I've been using the drift tyres since day one.
Destination.
Probably a bit more practice, I'd break my 1 million record. That was set originally with the drift tyres, so I probably would need to get a bit more practice in that respect. With the street tyres, it's a lot slidier, and with the weight reduction lack thereof, you can definitely feel the weight shifting a lot more. So I would have to get used to that. Yeah, I would like to do low horsepower drift, but I'm one of those that likes power. So I stick a 2J in, or an LS, or a maxed out RB. Something like that I'd be happy with. I usually don't run low horsepower cars. I don't know why, I just don't. You probably would actually get better tandem drifts out of them, but I just prefer the high horsepower cars. Hence why my favourite is this RTR Mustang. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the stream there. I know it's a bit short. I will try and do another one pretty soon. But if there's any recommendations on sort of like a tandem drift builds that you... Sorry, I'll try and say that again. If there's any recommendations on tandem drift builds, or anything I can do to my build to make it better for tandem drifting, please let me know. But other than that, I'm going to leave the stream there. Please feel free to join me in the next one. Like and subscribe, ring the bell if you want to see more of my streams on the live. Possibly join our Discord, joining on the conversation or the stream. And if you have Forza, possibly join me on a couple of tandems, or be my leader so I can follow you if you're a better tandem driver than I am. Until next time, see you guys later.